I'm just thrilled to be here in Lincoln for the National Transport Trust, which, for those of you who weren't there earlier, we are as important to the country's engineering as the National Trust is to its built heritage. Now, this is about engineering heritage, it's all forms of transport, and tanks come into that very nicely. So now I'm going to hand over to the man who knows about tanks.
As many of you'll know, the White Hart plays a huge role in the story of the tank. To get away from the hustle and bustle of the factory, Tritton and Wilson, who were commemorated on the plaque, they came from the factory up here, took rooms at the White Hart, get a bit of peace and quiet and work on ideas for tracks, ideas for the body shape and so on. And the First World War, it'd become a stalemate. You had the barbed wire and the trenches and the machine guns. What we needed was something heavy enough to crush barbed wire and get past those machine guns, or the First World War would go on and on. Both us and the Germans had Plan 1919 ready to go. You know, how long would the First World War have gone on if the tank hadn't been created? So the tank created here, it did help cut the war short. It crushed that barbed wire and it got past those machine guns. So it is something that we in Lincoln should be very proud of, that the tank was created here. And as I say, the hotel is a huge part of that. They would come up here, lock themselves away, work on the designs. Any that didn't work were burnt in the fireplace in the what's known as the tank room now, and then any that did work was sent down to Foster's factory, and eventually we had the tank. And as I say, it's something we should be very proud of. Another piece of Lincolnshire engineering. We could look all over the place and see Lincolnshire engineering we should be proud of, but the tank is one that's right up there as far as I'm concerned.
But obviously Lincolnshire has always had a history of engineering and for the effort, for the war effort. And I think I'm right in saying that some of the first airplanes in the First World War were built by Roby & Co. in Lincoln here. One of the first tractors was built in Grantham and continued in Marshall's Yard in Gainsborough for many, many years. Sadly not to be. And of course, moving on with time, just this last week at RAF Waddington, they announced the arrival of their new autonomous airplane, the Protector, which is going to be flying around all around the world in 2023. So there is all these things being part of the development of automation and engineering, and for the protection of our country. And this is all happening within Lincolnshire as well. So it is very, very important part of our heritage in this county. But none more so, obviously, than the arrival of the tank, and for which we are here to unveil this afternoon. So it's my great pleasure to unveil this wonderful plaque this afternoon, 2 years late, I gather. There we go.